Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Megumi Byrne, and I'm a marketing and sales rep for IALC in Japan. For some of you who might not be so familiar with IALC, please let me tell you that we are a non-profit organization that accredits and represents independent and quality language schools that teach the official language of their country. Currently, there are about 140 accredited schools in 20 countries, covering 10 languages. Today, we're presenting a German school in Austria called ActiLingua Academy. We have Julia and Teresa from the school to do the presentation for us. It'll be about 30 minutes long. But before that, let me quickly go through some points to note so we all have a seamless webinar experience. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box in your Zoom control panel, which you can find at the bottom of your screen. We'll have time for questions and answers at the end. We'll also send you a recording of this session later so that you can review what's been talked about or shown. And in case the internet goes down, please try to rejoin a little later to see if we can connect again. Now, I hope we can turn the time over to Julia and Teresa if you are ready to take over, ladies.
Yes, sure. Excuse me. So I'm going to start off presenting our school. My name is Julia. I've been with ActiLingua for almost 5 years now, and I started off managing the school and the school office, but I'm also now in working in the marketing department. So ActiLingua has been founded in 1988. So it's been running for 34 years now. We are a smaller company. We were run by a family for most of its time, and we have a very familiar atmosphere in our company. We have different kind of schools, and I'm going to present one by one. The first one is our school for adults 16+. We offer this one all year round, from January to December, so not just in the summer, for example, but also in the winter months. We offer the courses on site in our centrally located school. It's right in the heart of the embassy district. The Italian embassy is right next to it. So it is very centrally located. It's very easy to reach, and it's only about 10 to 15 minutes from the city center, like the famous State Opera, which you would probably know. But we also introduced online courses 2 years ago, which we still offer in an individual tuition. So this is our school facilities. We have our year-long school, which is in the embassy district. We have 6 bright and friendly classrooms in our school. It is an Art Nouveau building, but we renovated it when we moved in, so it is very bright on the inside. We have very much natural lights, and we equipped all the classrooms with state-of-the-art TVs. We also offer CD players, DVD players, laptops to our teachers, so we can have our classes multimedia. We just don't have to rely on the books. We also provide the books, of course. Our students also have free internet access and Wi-Fi at the school, and it is, of course, a non-smoking building and partially air-conditioned. We do offer for our students 12 workplaces with computers that they can use. Mostly it is used for schoolwork, so the teachers would have the students prepare essays or maybe short presentations on these computers. But our students are also welcome to use these workplaces outside of their classes. Our school is open from 8:30 in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon. And within those times, they can check their emails, contact their family, do some research. So they are always welcome to use our student lounge and our equipment for that. We have our school office directly at the school, which provides student support from Monday to Friday every day. Our colleagues there are always happy to help out with any questions the students might have. This is where most of the administration on site will happen, which is where the students would go if they have any questions, if they need anything. So this is where our colleagues basically manage everything for the classes and any kind of student matters that need to be done. So I'm going to talk a little about the courses we offer. For our adult students who are older than 16, we offer, as I said, year-round courses, and if the student has German knowledge already, they can start every Monday. So every Monday they could join one of our German courses. For complete beginners who have zero knowledge, we offer starting dates about once a month. We offer small international study groups. The maximum participant number for each group is 12. So usually there is about 8 to 10 students, but 12 is the maximum. And we boast more than 40 nationalities of students in our groups. So here you can see a typical nationality mix that we would have in a year. Of course, many students come from Europe, from our neighboring countries, especially Italy, the Czech Republic, Switzerland, but we also have students from all around the world. So the US, we usually have school groups or university groups that would join us in spring. And we also have at the moment quite a few students from Taiwan and from Japan. So here you see a quick overview over our most important course types that we offer. The first and the most popular one would be the standard course, which provides 20 lessons of German classes per week. With group sizes of a maximum of 12 students, but usually the average is about 8 to 10 students. So 20 lessons is in 45-minute increments, so that would be about 3 full hours each day. We offer classes Monday to Friday. If the student wants a bit more of an intense German learning experience, we offer intensive courses, which also offer 10 more lessons, so 30 lessons per week. They would visit the standard course, and then afterwards they have 10 additional lessons in a mini group of about 5 to 8 participants, and here the maximum would be 8. So the groups are smaller, there is more opportunity to practice and to interact with the teacher and the other students. Many of our students who have a certain professional need, they need it for their job, they would opt for our super intensive course. This is like the intensive course with 30 lessons per week, 20 lessons in the standard course, but the 10 additional lessons are spent in individual tuition. So they would have one-on-one tuition with just one other teacher, and they can really tailor this to their needs. So if in the past we had sommeliers who came here to learn German, they would spend their super intensive course lessons learning about wine culture in Austria, the language surrounding wine. So this can be a bit more tailored to the particular student. Sometimes students say, okay, I do not have any need for a group course. They would just opt for individual tuition altogether. And about 4 times a year, we also offer our business German course, which is a general German course with additional lessons in a mini group that just focuses on German business language. So as I said, about 2 years ago, we also introduced German courses online via Zoom. So we still offer those in individual tuition. Our teachers are happy to tutor students individually, about 10 to 30 lessons per week. And it can be tailored to the specific requirements a student will have. Our German teachers are highly qualified. They have studied German or another teaching subject, but mostly German. They are regularly trained by ActiLingua staff, by our head teachers, by our head of studies. So they stay up to date on new teaching methods, new teaching materials, which is especially important nowadays with this huge swerve towards online learning and digital learning. So we try to keep our teachers as up to date with those new methods as possible. So most often one concern that students would have when they have to choose between Germany or Austria is Austrian German actually German? Yes, it is. We speak standard German here in Austria. It's like standard German spoken in the southern part of Germany. We use the same books and the same curriculums, the same syllabus as renowned German schools in Germany. Our teachers receive the same training. We learn the same grammar, the same orthography. So it is all the same. And we offer our course levels at ActiLingua according to the common European framework, which is standardized all across Europe, and we adhere to that very strictly. ActiLingua is also an official examination center for the OSD diploma. This is the Austrian German language diploma. It was created in conjunction with the Goethe certificate, which some of you might be familiar with. This is a German, from Germany certificate. And the OSD exam was modeled after this. So there is this connection again, but it's more focused on Austria. It is accepted as a university entrance language exam, usually in B2 or C1. So if a student whose first language is not German, they will need to present a certificate or some proof of German skills. The OSD certificate is sufficient for that. We also, just apart from the exam, we also offer group or individual preparation courses for our students who would like to take the exam, which is specially tailored to the level exam that they would take. So the OSD certificate is of course recognized by Austrian universities, but also by universities in Germany, Switzerland, and parts of Italy. Students who attended a German course with us as well, they have a success rate of about over 90% at the language exams. So earlier I presented all of our usual courses, but now I will present to you our special courses that can be added on to our general German courses. I already mentioned students who want to study in Austria. We do have a special program for those students. We have many incoming because the Austrian university system is great, and there are some specific studies that are of interest to students from around the world. For those students, we offer our university preparation and enrollment guidance, which is, as it says, a guidance for placement at a public or private Austrian university. So in addition to the German course, where the students would learn German to the level they need to enter university, we do offer additional support. We offer visa support. We offer tutorials for the students, where we just explain to them how the Austrian higher education system works. But we also help them prepare all the necessary documents that they will need to enroll in a university. One of our other very popular extra special courses is German and music. We have a cooperation with the Music, Culture and Art Conservatory in Vienna. And in addition to the German classes, the student would get one practical lesson in an instrument of their choice, or also vocal lessons. So we do have basically anything that the student plays or sings. We have a teacher for it. The conservatory has a teacher for it. So the students can, while they learn German, they can also still hone their instrumental skills. So we have many students who know Austria for its music and who wants to come to Austria because of this rich history that we have with musical artists, and they want to study here. So we support them in both those ways, learning German, but also practicing their skills in their instrument so they can join a university here. For usually our European younger students, we have the German Work Experience program. It includes a German course, which is then followed by an internship. So as I said, it's usually mostly European students who use this. EU citizens will receive paid internships or unpaid internships, which are available to everyone. And we have cooperations with many different companies, ranging from hotels, skiing lounges, to Vienna local marketing firms, stuff like that. So the student would be placed for an internship according to what they have done in the past, what they have studied, for example. And it's a great way to immediately apply the German that they've learned, which they probably learned to get farther along in their job, to follow it up with an internship and apply that German immediately. One of our most important special courses is actually the German Teachers course. As it says, it's a course for German teachers, and we have two different options for that. So the first one would be the German Teachers course, which focuses on teachers whose first language is not German, but they teach German to their students in their home country. So for example, as a teacher from Poland teaches German in Poland, but they would come to us to learn new methods, techniques that are important for German teaching. And the other would be the German and Teacher Training course, which is for any kind of teacher who would, for example, have their own subject, biology, geography, and then hold it sometimes, occasionally in German in their school. So those courses are fully subsidized by the European Union, the Erasmus Plus program. So it's mostly of interest to have financial aid from European teachers, but we've had teachers joining from America, from South America as well. So we at ActiLingua, our philosophy is not just teach the language. We have a very communicative approach to language learning. We make sure that our students immediately start talking and applying the language. So what is also very important for us, and which is a core part of our culture at ActiLingua, is the cultural and special interest program that we offer. So every course, it doesn't matter if it's a standard course or individual tuition, they include 5 lessons of our cultural program. We offer city walks that are tailored to a theme in Vienna. They will range from themes like architecture in the inner city, around the Ringstraße, which is very famous, but can also be more like art history, music history. So we have many different, with probably like 20 different topics that we would introduce in our city walks. We also have other kinds of activities. We offer cooking classes where we teach our students the most important Austrian dishes, of course, like Kaiserschmarrn, which is a kind of dessert dish. We offer waltz courses, which are always very popular, because the Viennese waltz is, I've heard it called the first viral dance of our lifetime, or before our lifetime. We also have parties, sports, and games, so our students can get to know each other. Our students always create friendships with the other students, and we like to help that along, so our students can build friendships while they are here. And what is also very important to the Viennese culture is coffee houses and wine taverns. So this is an integral part of living in Vienna, that you know your coffee houses and your wine taverns. So next up, I would just introduce the types of accommodation that we offer. First up would be the Amélie residence, which is our main residence for our students. But these are the options that we have. We also have host families. I know that especially students who will stay a bit longer, they would like to live in a host family to just experience what it's like to live with someone who is from here, who has been living in Austria or Vienna their whole life. And we also in the summer months offer our student house, but that's mostly for the younger students. So our different accommodation options would include twin rooms, single rooms, or twin for single use rooms. In the Amélie residence, every room is part of an apartment. So usually three to five students would share an apartment, and then depending on the room type, they would have it for themselves or as a twin room. This includes the use of kitchen, but it's also possible to add on breakfast served in the residence, or also half board, which is breakfast served at the residence and then lunch at a restaurant close to school. So the residence has a direct line of transport to the school. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's also about 30 minutes from the city center. So I've presented now the adult courses for adults 16 plus, which are run all year round. But I will now present our summer programs. We have two different summer programs for younger students. The first one would be our summer school for 12 to 17-year-olds. This is like a summer camp, basically. So it is located also in the center of Vienna, in one of the most renowned private schools. So here you can see a picture of this private school. It is outside of the summer months, of course, a regular school with boarding, and the maximum capacity would be 200 students that we can board there. But we can also, of course, take on students who don't use the accommodation there. So as I said, it's the #1 boarding school in Vienna, private boarding school. It is in a top location, so it is easy to walk to the city center from there. It is a safe campus with on-site accommodation. So as I said, it would be a summer camp. The classes are held there. The accommodation is right there. All of the meals will be there. There is a incredibly large park with different sports options like volleyball, soccer, tennis, everything right there on site. So the city center is within walking distance, but also there is an underground station like right in front of the school for easy access to public transport. So the park that is part of this structure, it's really large. There is, of course, options to just walk around and enjoy the greenery. But as I mentioned, also sports activities like volleyball and tennis, soccer fields. One special service of our summer school is the 24-hour support and supervision. So this is why it's usually perfect for younger students and parents who maybe have their child in a foreign country abroad for the first time. So the teachers and administration staff are available around the clock. So there is always someone there. So we offer two different rooms, room types that the students can book. One would be the standard room, which includes 4 to 6 beds per room, and there's showers and toilets on each floor. The other option would be our superior rooms, which are 3 to 4 beds per room and with an ensuite shower. Of course, there's also the option if the student has family in Vienna that they stay with the family and just join the German classes every day. 3 meals are served at the accommodation, so it includes, our program includes full board with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Similar to the adult courses, we offer 2 types of courses. Our summer course 1, which includes 20 lessons per week, and the summer course 2, which has an additional 10 lessons per week. The classes all take place in the mornings, Monday to Friday. Then there would be a lunch break, and after the lunch break, the summer course 2 students would have their additional lessons. We also offer OSD exams and a preparation course for the students of this program. So like for the adults as well, this includes our full culture and leisure program. Since those students are a bit younger and there's full supervision, they will have programs all throughout the afternoon until the evening. So there's always something to do. There's always a program to join for them. For our students who are still teenagers, but already a bit more mature, we have our holiday course 16 to 19 years. So this is perfect for all the students who are already like young adults. They are more independent. Their parents know that they are more independent, so they would usually choose this program. It also takes place in July and August. And the maximum capacity is also about 200. The courses take place partly at the school that we offer all year round, and at the ActiLingua dependance, which is very close to our adult school. And by close, I mean about 2 minutes walking distance. It's the number 2 private school in Vienna. And it is really close. So it also has a great public transport connection to the city center, and it is within walking distance to our main school. Since it's so close to our main school, the students have all the same options that they can use with our year-round school. So our computers, our free Wi-Fi, they can join it in our student lounge. As with the summer school, we have 2 types of courses. Again, the holiday course 1 with 20 lessons per week, and the holiday course 2 with 30 lessons per week. We offer morning or afternoon classes from Monday to Friday. And of course, again, a possibility to take the OSD exam and preparation courses. These students are accommodated at modern student houses, so the accommodation is separate from the school, but they will be staying in student houses, which are like dormitories during the year for actual students in Vienna. Those student houses are centrally located to main public transport points in Vienna, and it usually takes about 25, sometimes less, minutes from the student house to the school and to the city center. We offer shared rooms for 2 or 3 beds, and each room has their own bathroom. With this course as well, we do offer the culture and leisure activities. We basically offer all the same that we offer with our adult courses. So this would be an overview over our school, our different types of courses we offer, and I'm handing over to my colleague Teresa to introduce you to Austria and especially Vienna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julia. So I would probably like to talk a little bit now about Vienna as a city to learn German in, and why, in our completely unbiased opinion, it is the best city to be in. So Vienna is very centrally located in Europe. This doesn't just mean it is in a good location, but also it's very close to a number of capital cities within Europe. I mean, within an hour, you are in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia. Within a couple of hours, you could be in Budapest, in Hungary, or in Prague, in the Czech Republic. So it really has great transport links for our students, which come from throughout Europe. As I said, it isn't just our opinion that Vienna is the greatest city to be in, it's actually fact. So Vienna has been voted the #1 most livable city in the world quite often, especially this year. It was voted as the most livable city for the 3rd time in less than 10 years by The Economist. It's a very prosperous city, and it is especially important for our younger students, a very safe city. I always feel safe walking around, even at night. There are lots of green spaces and parks as well for the public to enjoy, which means it's really easy to kind of get a sense of calm, even in a large city. Julia mentioned earlier our German and music courses, which are very popular because Vienna is undoubtedly the city of music. It's the home, it was the home of incredibly famous composers such as Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert. One of the best orchestras in the world, the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, regularly puts on concerts here. It's their home. There's the very, very famous New Year's concert, which you may have heard of, you may have watched. If not, we can definitely recommend watching that. And they also have a fantastic summer night concert in the wonderful grounds of the Schönbrunn Palace, which is free to attend. So that's very popular. The Vienna Boys Choir, which is one of the oldest choirs in the world as well. And for the musicians who come to study with us, it does have a very creative music scene. There's always something going on. There are lots of groups to join. There's lots of opportunities to engage with the music and the culture, which is really great. It's a city for young people especially. Obviously, it has great public transport links, meaning you can get around very easily to wherever you need to go. And because it is a very sort of cosmopolitan, multicultural city with a lot of culture and a lot of entertainment options, bars and cafes and restaurants, there's always something to do and to see. And the fantastic thing is that Vienna offers a lot of things you can do on a budget. In summer, there's the Danube Island Festival, which is really famous within Europe. There are also plenty of street food markets, especially the very famous Naschmarkt, which is very centrally located. As I mentioned, there's the summer night concert at the Schönbrunn Palace, which is free to attend, where the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra does play. Within an hour, maybe, you can reach the countryside. You can hike in the Vienna woods, which are beautiful. And obviously, at the important times of year, like Christmas and Easter, there are lots of very famous and very, very beautiful markets, which have little stalls where you can buy locally produced goods or food and gifts. We couldn't possibly mention Vienna without talking about the food. There's the very famous apple strudel, which you may have heard of because of the Sound of Music. There's also Wiener Schnitzel and Sachertorte, and all these very typically Austrian classic dishes which have their home here in Vienna. And our students, they love trying them. They love going to the restaurants and trying something new every day. So just before we kind of wrap up, you can see here on this map how centrally located all of our amenities are. Our main ActiLingua Academy is in the 3rd district, with the holiday course is a 2-minute walk away. The apartment, the residence, again, a 15-20 minute tram ride away. And then the summer school is just around the corner in the 4th district. Very, very good transport links into the city centre. And then our booking academy is, again, a little further out in the 5th district. So really everything is very centrally located, which gives the students a great opportunity to really get to know the city and to feel the city and its culture and to immerse themselves. So that would be all from us. We thank you very, very much for listening. And if you have any questions, we're open for them now. We hope that we've explained everything well, and that we've really presented ActiLingua to you, because we really do believe that it offers the perfect mix of learning German and getting to know Vienna.
Okay, thank you, Julia, and thank you, Teresa, for the beautiful and very thorough presentation. Okay, let's go ahead and take some time for questions. If you have any questions, please be sure to type them into the Q&A box in your Zoom control panel. And can I ask you a couple of questions, please? Just
yes, of course. Sure, of course.
Okay, I'm assuming that there are no classes happening during the Christmas time. Is that correct?
Actually, no. So since there are, of course, bank holidays here in Austria and Vienna, which would be the 25th and the 26th of December. I think at least the 25th, I think, is a Sunday. So we are open throughout the Christmas period, and we will just be closed for the bank holidays, basically.
I see, that's great. So
yes.
Any students who want to experience Christmas in Vienna can come over and stay with the family or stay in a student accommodation and enjoy the atmosphere.
And that's staying with a family over that period of time is really nice, because Christmas in Austria is there's lots of traditions and it's very family oriented. So to be with a host family, I mean, there's no better way to not only speak the language all the time, but to really immerse yourself in the culture, go to the Christmas markets, go to the concerts, go to trips outside of Vienna. It's a really lovely thing to do.
I'm sure. That's great. Okay, so I was actually going to ask you which accommodation option would be more popular, homestay or student accommodation?
Actually, at the moment, it's usually the student accommodation in the residence, but we do have a lot more requests for homestay now as well.
I see. Okay, thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, doesn't look like we have any questions. So I guess before we wrap up, would you like to say anything, Julia or Teresa?
No, just thank you for having us today. If there are any questions, we are always happy to answer them via email, for example, and we are also happy to schedule individual trainings with agencies who would like to have more, or an individual training, basically. So we can also do that. Just contact us for that.
That's great. Thank you, Yulia. And thank you very much for being with us today. And many thanks to our valued agents for joining us today or watching the recording. We appreciate your support. And I hope your knowledge has been expanded by this webinar. But if you have any questions, we encourage you to get in touch with us by email. We're more than happy to assist. And thank you. And we'll see you next time. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.